Howdy, Tenno. This is 10 Warframe tips and tricks that you should be doing every single day. A little disclaimer, some of these might actually be a little hard to complete as a beginner. This is no way, shape, or form a beginner guide, but it can work as one. If you are a beginner, you can use this as a guide in a way to guide you where you need to go. If you can't complete sorties yet, sorties is one thing on the list. If you can't complete them yet, use this as a way to work towards being able to complete sorties. If you're not capable of completing some of these yet, just use this as like a roadmap. All right, the first thing, and probably one of the biggest things that you should be doing every single day, it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner, 100% take this advice. Anything that has a daily cap, as in syndicates, open worlds, your focus, etc. Anything in the game that has a daily cap, you want to try to max that daily cap out every single day. You don't have to. It is not necessary to max out every single one of them in the game because there are tons at this point. But if you want to proceed further and faster, I would recommend doing your daily cap every single day. It is not as hard as you will think it'll be. For instance, one of the things on this list will be sorties. Depending on the sorties that day, most of the times, by the time I am done with all 3 missions, I have already almost maxed out my daily cap. And I am legendary too. So for a beginner, if you're able to complete sorties, I would do that very first. You might complete your daily cap. Here is another good tip for syndicates only. If you want to rank up a syndicate as fast as you can, what you want to do is max out your daily standing for that whole day, and then you want to go to your navigation, go over to syndicates, and complete all 6 of them. You might have more depending on how many syndicates that you are positive with. You want to complete as many as you can after you already completed your daily cap, because it won't count towards your daily cap. This basically overrides your daily cap. Do your daily cap and then focus on these missions after. Another huge thing you need to do in these missions is bring a frame or a companion so that you can see using Thief's Wit. You definitely want to be able to see the items on the map. On average, these missions have about 8 different medallions that are scattered across the whole map. Once you get used to it, or you have a build sort of like Limbo where you can break every item in a whole entire room, it gets pretty easy to find. And trust me, you want to find these medallions. It is a godsend to do this every day if you want to rank up to the max and buy everything out of the shop. On top of maxing out your daily cap, you run these missions, and then after you're finished, if you don't know how to get to where to turn your medallions in, click on one of the syndicates that you are looking to trade in the medallions with. At the very bottom right, you will see a button under your daily standing. It'll say visit whatever your chosen syndicate is. For instance, mine says visit Neurologicz. It will put you into a relay and also put you right where you need to be to turn your medallions in. For example, I'll do it here. So for me, I spawn in right here. It might not be the same for you guys, but pretty much every single syndicate will be the same. You don't want to talk to the main person. That's going to be the same thing as you looking in your orbiter. You want to turn around, go right to your back right. Almost every syndicate is set up the same way. Wherever it spawns you in at, you turn around, you walk back a little tiny bit, and you will see where to turn in. For instance, these are called seeds, but I just call them medallions. I don't have any, but you can see how good they are. Most likely, if you complete all 3 of the missions and you look for all of the medallions, you will probably get around 2 of these, which is another 10,000 on top of your daily standing. You'll probably get about 6 of these and a good bit of these, which are 1,500. Trust me, look for these and turn these in. I would recommend always doing your daily standing, doing the syndicate missions, looking for all of the medallions, and then turning them in every day. If you do this every single day, you will max out every syndicate within months. I wish I would have already done this, but I'm working on my last 2 Thank goodness. And on that note, on to number 2. And thank you, Shupus, for the research drop chance. Okay, number 2. As soon as you log in, check your Foundry. For instance, I finally have Ildren. Again, if you haven't seen my other videos, yes, I'm legendary too. And I just finally got regular Ildren. I'm lazy sometimes, okay? Every single day, as soon as you log in, open up your Foundry, make sure there's nothing that you need to claim and start building again. For instance, the biggest one is formas. I don't have any, only because I haven't run any relics. I've just been a little busy doing these videos. Try to build a forma every single day if you have a blueprint. There is a good bit of other ones that you should be looking at every day too, like Orokin Reactor, Orokin Catalyst, Ildrons, Dead Knight Injectors, Mutagen Mass, and whatever else you're building. Like for instance, I like to stockpile on Dragon Keys. I'm weird, don't judge. But again, for number 2, as soon as you log in, you want to check your Foundry. Build formas, whatever else you need to build. I will also recommend right before you're logging off to check again. You never know, an item that you really need might be finished and you don't get a chance to build another one for the next day. Check at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, as soon as you log in and right when you're logging out. But there is another way. I don't use this, but anybody can. You can download the Warframe companion app and you don't even have to log in to do it. You can claim and craft everything in your Foundry from your cell phone. I just had to point that out there. I don't use it, but I should. But if you didn't know about that and you want to use that, just search Warframe Companion. It is very easy to set up and very easy to use. Number 3, this is something that I neglected for well over 400 days of playing this, and then I regretted later on once I ran out of plastids. Because we all know what happens when you run out of plastids. Oh no, plastids just disappear, you know? One thing you want to do every single day, put out your extractors. Right now I have 3 ready. That's a decent bit of material for you not having to do anything other than clicking a couple buttons and loading in the next day. Easy. There are different types of extractors. I'm not going to get too deep into that. It's not really that important. Just put as many extractors as you can on the planets that have the resources that you may be looking for. For instance, what I do every day recently, putting one in Zerman, because I don't really play there that much. Since I don't play there, I might as well get some passive materials coming from there. I also do Saturn every single day because, like I said before, plastids can become an issue. And who is going to complain about getting Orkin cells? Nobody will ever complain about getting an Orkin cell. The next one that I've been doing, Ares, plastids again. And Neurologicz, you do not have to copy the planets that I choose to do. You choose whatever you need. For instance, if you need circuits, go to Ceres. If you need Morphics, go to Pluto. It's all up to what you need. I'm only doing this because I need plastids and then I don't play Zeraman. There is a max amount of extractors that you can have out at one time. For normal players, when you're mastery rank 1, you will be able to use only 1. Once you hit mastery rank 5, you will be able to put out 2. As soon as you get to 10, you can then put out 3. Let me say that is the max amount for normal players. There is ways to get 1 and or 2 more. If you are a founder, you have an extra one that you can use. So founders can put out 4, but also if there is prime access, that also gives you an extra. So during prime access, there are people that can have 5 of them going at once. If you are not a founder and you bought prime access, you can still put out 4 at once. But if you're like me and you don't purchase anything and you're mastery rank 10 or above, you can put out 3 every single day. Some of the extractors may take only 4 hours, some may take 8. It just depends on what extractors you are using. But that's why I still say this is a daily thing. I don't check it twice a day most of the time. Even if I can claim it twice a day, I tend not to, but I probably should. Maybe this is just like tip 2. Do it when you log in and make sure you check it again when you log out. Let's just say always use your extractors no matter what. Even if you feel like you have an abundance of everything, one day you will run out. You never know. All right, number 4. This could be considered a weekly, but I would actually recommend running about 1 to 5 relics every single day. The reason why I say if you run 1 to 5 relics every single day, for one, you want former blueprints. You might get some random items that you actually need, and because you want to save up all the prime gear that you don't need, because every 2 weeks you can change them in for ducats or ducats, whatever you want to call them, or ducats, and you can buy some of the best mods and weapons from Barut. Every 2 weeks he comes to a random planet, and trust me, you will know because it will send you a message. He also has a ton of other things that you might be interested in, like skins and stuff, but the most important things are primed mods, other mods that you can't get other than from him, and certain weapons that you can only get from him. If you are looking to max out your mastery rank, or you're just pushing to get everything that you possibly can, kind of like how I've been doing, you want to be able to buy every weapon and every mod that he has in his shop every 2 weeks that he comes. So eventually you will never have to buy another one of the mods unless any new ones come out, or weapons. Then you can either sell your prime junk for platinum, or you can buy the other stuff in the shop. It's all up to you. But again, I will recommend running 1 to 5 relics every single day. You want to keep them formless building. That is the biggest reason I say this. Just trust me. Do 1 to 5 every single day. You will have plenty of what you need at the end of 2 weeks. And you can also stockpile on getting Forma. Number 5, go to your navigation. At the top right, you want to go to alerts. Scroll down until you see Nightmare. This is something that I have been doing ever since I learned about 2 things. There is only 2 things that make these worth it, unless you don't already own every mod here. Let me just tell you right now, every single one of these missions, no matter what, if you complete it, will give you a semi-rare mod. But if you already have all of the mods, you're not looking for any of the other ones. The thing is, there are 2 mods specifically that you can get from running these missions that can get you a lot of platinum. And the 2 mods are Blaze and Hammer Shot. But it is only a 1.01% chance that you will get it, and it has to be on either Mercury, Venus, Earth, or Mars. If the mission is on any other planet, you will not have the chance of getting Blaze or Hammer Shot. Every planet is based on a rotation. Ironically, rotation A actually has the best planets. Rotation A is all you have to worry about: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And let me just tell you now, Blaze is selling for about 40 to 45 platinum right now. It's not incredible, but hey, if you get it and all you had to do was a capture, why not, right? Hammer Shot, on the other hand, is 90 to 120 platinum. Let me just point that out again. A mission that you can probably complete within 1 to 2 minutes can get you a mod that is worth around 100 platinum. Go for it. Why not? So what I do every day is I just look on this and I look for them 4 planets only. For instance, right here, Assassination, Mercury, I would do that. Venus, Sabotage, easy, do that. Earth, Rescue, easy, do that. You get the point. You understand what I'm getting at. Easy platinum and or easy mods that you don't already have. Always run Nightmare missions every day, but the 4 that can drop the good mods. If you need the mods, or if you're looking for the platinum, always run them 4 Nightmare missions every single day. Alright, we are halfway through. Number 6, invasion missions. Always check your invasions every day. Not just when you log in, but throughout the whole time you're playing. They can change. If you want to know where they are at, go to your navigation, go up to the top right, next to alerts, click on invasions. This will show you how many invasions there are and what they give you. For instance, here is a good one. Say you don't have the blueprint for this, but you have everything else. You can easily do this. Thing is, you do have to do 3 missions, as you can see right here at the bottom, to be able to unlock it. And sometimes it might say an exterminate, but the second mission might also be a capture. Third mission might even be a sabotage. They can change as well, so be aware of that. Don't just hit repeat mission. you might want to check first. Invasions are a great way of obtaining weapons that you don't already have, or you can also just obtain them to sell them for platinum. Another thing is if you need mutant mass, Hildrons, there's so many things that you can get from invasion missions. Sometimes they can even have Oricon Catalyst. Sometimes they can even have Formos. If you see something you need, you do them 3 missions. It'll send it to you in the mail as soon as it's over. It could take only 30 minutes or it could take 24 hours. It just depends on the invasion mission itself and how many people are actually doing it. I will say, now that I'm legendary too, I don't really need as many Hildrons, mutant mass, etc. I don't really need these items, so I don't do them as often, but I still do them on occasion only because when you are doing one of these, you have the chance of getting marked, and that basically means that a different faction that you are going against, say you're helping Corpus, the Grenier might come after you, which means they will basically hire an assassin like the Stalker. It is a good way to get marked by different types of assassins, which will pop up in later missions to fight you, which can be fun, but they also drop weapon parts and blueprints. It's a double whammy doing invasions. Just do them if you need to. If you don't have to. Again, this is not just a beginner video, this is for everybody. If you don't feel like you have to do invasions anymore, don't do them. I barely do anymore either. But if you're a beginner and you can do them, I would 100% do every one of them that I could. Okay, number 7. This one 100% is personal preference, which basically all of these are personal preference. At the end of the day, you play how you want. This is one that a lot of people don't like to do, but I do it almost every single day. Go to your navigation, go to the top right, not the last one, but go to Sortie. For beginners, this might be extremely hard. Be aware, any beginner, this right here might be way too hard, but always try. You never know. Or run pubs. No Warframe player minds helping another one out. Don't ever feel like you're dragging down the team. Even if you're doing 1% damage, that's still 1% damage that the other team members don't have to do. The reason why I say do sorties every day, but the reason why I don't do them every single day, it depends on the mission type. If I get 2 mission types that are very long mission types, like open world, and then we got a survival. Survivals are normally only 5 minutes. In a sortie, a survival is 10 minutes. Not that big of a deal, but if you're rushing and you don't really need these items that bad, I wouldn't do it. Definitely if there's a free roll mission, because basically it makes you do a random bounty in Cetus, so that can take way longer. If you look over at the reward pool, it's very good. It is actually very good. I will say I have never ever seen any proof or heard of anybody ever getting a legendary core. Not like that's anything crazy. You can buy them for pretty cheap, but I'm shocked that I've just never heard of it. My personal favorite things I like to get out of this is Riven mods or 3-day boosters. Other than that, I don't care about any of the rest. I can grind out anything on there except for Riven mods and boosters. That's how I look at it. I look at the items as in, can I grind them out myself, or do I have to spend platinum on it? Riven mods, you can't just buy it without using platinum. 3-day boosters, you can't just buy without using platinum. They're my 2 favorite things to get, especially Riven mods. Since I don't sell Riven mods myself, I just sell them in bulk. That's where I make my platinum to be able to keep Warframe slots, weapon slots, etc. Easy way for me to always have a little bit of platinum on me without having to spend money. 3-day boosters, nobody's going to complain about that. Either way, if you're able to do your sorties, I would do these every day. Like I said, especially for the 3-day boosters, because they will stack on top of a booster if you already have one. Say you have a credit booster that has 5 days remaining. You get a 3-day credit booster. It adds on top of that. Now you have 8 days. Not bad. It can help. Again, if the missions aren't that hard, you might as well do your sorties. You can never go wrong with a single one of these rewards. Take whatever you get and run with it. Okay, enough on sorties. We already know all about it. Okay, number 8. This is definitely not for beginners. If you are a beginner, this one 100% isn't for you, but you can still listen because it's something that you will be doing later, and it might not be that much later. What you want to do is go to your navigation again, go over here where it just says normal. You want to change this from normal to still path. At the very top next to alerts, you want to click still path incursions. The reasons why you want to do these every day only if they are quick and easy missions. I wouldn't recommend, for instance, doing an excavation or a survival, any of that. If you don't have a lot of time, I wouldn't do every single one of these. I would do the ones that you can do the fastest, like assault, very easy to do. A spy could be very easy to do. Even a mobile defense is very easy to do. I would probably skip out on excavation, defense. Depends on how much time you have. If you have all the time in the world, do every single one of these every day. They're 5 still essence just for completing it. It could be a 30-second mission and you still get 5 still essence. On top of that, obviously, if the mission lasts long enough, then you'll get an extra 2 still essence, so you end up with 7 plus an arcane. There is no going bad with getting 7 still essence, or even just 5, and maybe an arcane. That goes along with a weekly thing, to be fair, with visiting Teshin, but you always want to do these. Stack that still essence up for Teshin. Say you're looking for a certain ribbon mod, or he has a lot of endo and you need that endo. Doing these will make sure that you have enough pretty much every single week to buy whatever you need from him. It makes the game a breeze if you do it this way. If you grind out still essence without doing incursions, you're a madman, and I love it because you're about that grind. But why not do incursions when it can get you 5 still essence for possibly a mission that can take you 1 to 2 minutes? Easy. If you don't know where to spend your still essence, go to a relay and then go to Teshin. If you're on computer, you can hit Q and you can fast travel. You go up to Teshin and you hit still path honors. From here you can see the weekly is 50,000 kuva. If you are interested in ribbons, only 55 still essence for 50,000 kuva. That's almost tempting, even though I don't even do ribbons. Say you want to open up a ribbon, but you cannot complete that challenge. You can also buy the ciphers. That automatically does the challenge for you. Say you need primary arcane adapter or secondary or stance forma. He has a lot and it changes every week. Well, at least this changes every single week. So always do your still path incursions. That way, if Teshin has anything that you need, you will already have the still essence that you need to buy the item, as long as you do your incursions. Alright, number 9. I know this video is getting very long, and I'm so sorry, but I thank you if you're still here. This, again, is definitely not for a beginner, but you can still do it if you have a Railjack. This is something for Railjack members, or if you want to use the on crew. Just like in one of my latest videos when I talked about using on crew and how powerful on crew can be, this is how you get the on crew members. So if you do Railjack, or you want a really good on crew member that you can call into any mission, you go to Venus. You want to check every single day at Fortuna. Say you're looking for Railjack members, or like in my latest video, if you're looking for a good on-call crew member, head over to Fortuna, go to Ticker, and always check every single day to see if there's anything good. When you're in Fortuna, you want to fast travel to Ticker. Now you want to go to the very bottom where it says hire Railjack crew members. Here you'll see some normal ones, and then you might see some better ones. You will see some just ordinary normal ones, but they can be very helpful. But if you have command 9 in Railjack, you will see the syndicate ones. As you can tell, this one has 25% speed for certain engines. Oh man, here's a perfect example for a good on-call crew. 150% critical chance with rifles, and it already has 4 combat and 1 endurance. But you do get 3 skill points, so you can technically make this a 4-4, which would not be bad at all. Either way, you might not be looking for on-call crew. If you're looking for any other Railjack member, check every single day. They change every day. If you don't check, you might miss out. For instance, I almost want to buy this guy, but I'm gonna wait. If you check every day, you might find one that's perfect. I have no idea if you can get 5 on every stat, no clue. But could you imagine if you did? So I would definitely recommend every day going to Fortuna, fast traveling to Ticker, and checking the crew members. It will come in handy later on. And if you can't do this yet, look forward to doing it later. Alright, we're on the last one. This was a pain for me to make. I don't know why, guys. I just kept stumbling over every word. I couldn't figure out what I was gonna say next. This has been painful, but you know what? It's worth it. You guys have made me feel so comfortable, made me confident and motivated, and I just want to say thank you again. Number 10 though, this is probably the most simple one that you can do, period. Any player can do this, anybody. Rank 1, 0, 20, 100, 1,000, 400, it doesn't matter. Anybody can do this. You want to know what it is? You really want to know what it is? For instance, how do you think I got these beautiful ears? Are you wondering? I'm sure a lot of you know, but if you don't know and you're a beginner, or you just never look at the market, go over here at the market. Check this every single day. Scroll through featured, see what they have. Go to popular, scroll through. Sometimes you will see, for instance, you'll see something like this, but it'll be for 1 credit. A lot of the times you will find items that are only 1 credit, basically meaning it's free. So you always want to check the market. You will find color palettes. You'll sometimes find skins. For instance, that's how I got these ears. Or it might be a different set of ears that I'm thinking about. These might be worth platinum. I'm not too sure, but there are other ears, for instance, during Easter time, and it's goofy, cute, you know, just to have fun with. But there's plenty of items that happen to show up in the shop that are literally worth 1 credit. It's free. Why not take it? If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. 1 extra item. Why not? It's free. Take free stuff all you can. Again, last thing, check the market every day. Look for anything free. Or maybe you're looking to spend some platinum. Maybe they put something new out, or maybe there's stuff on sale. You never know what you might find in the market. It changes so often that I have to say, check it every single day. And on that note, Tenno, this list is now complete. There is plenty more that I could have added, but I don't want this video being over an hour long. It's probably been about 2 hours of me recording already. I'm hoping to keep this kind of short for you guys, but I will most likely make a part 2 to this, as well as I'm going to be doing a weekly guide and a couple other ideas that I have up my sleeve. All thanks to you guys getting me out of my little bubble that I was stuck in. I was so scared to try different things. I was just stuck in one little bubble. I couldn't get out of it. You guys got me out of that bubble. I am now happy where I'm at. I could not tell you how long it's been since I could say that. So again, guys, I want to thank you so much. The Warframe community is literally the most beautiful thing I've ever been a part of. I hope it stays that way. I've never had any bad encounters while making these Warframe videos. I have gotten more interaction and I've learned more with just 3 Warframe videos than I have uploading well over 100 funny moments videos. So I'm gonna stick to doing this. I'm not gonna only do Warframe like I've said before. I'm gonna continue to do all types of videos, but Warframe will be my #1 priority. So guys, I want to go ahead and say again, thank you so much, and I really mean it. Thank you so much for the recent support. All the likes, all the comments. The numbers don't matter to me. The interaction with you guys was amazing. Just being able to learn from you guys, hearing people say thank you felt amazing. Just having communication with you guys was great. If you like this video, guys, please leave a thumbs up. It's just polite. You don't have to do it though. If you have any other tips or tricks that people should be doing every single day, please, and I mean please, leave a comment. That will help me make the 2nd video. And trust me, I'm not just gonna steal your words. I will credit you. And also, if you want to help, you can hit subscribe. Again, Warframe is not the only content that I do, but I will be doing a lot more. But if you don't want to subscribe because of that, I fully understand. I am not going to be upset. But if you want to help out and hit that subscribe button, please go ahead. I love it. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope some of this helped you guys. If it does, let me know. I love you guys. I'm out.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. Yo, no, I ain't the
to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want.